All right, everybody, welcome back to the Aptitude Outdoors podcast. Thanks for tuning back in. Today I'm talking about a recent fishing trip on the Atlantic coast of Florida.
This is the Aptitude Outdoors podcast, where we interview conservationists, hunters, anglers, and outdoorsmen and women to bring you the greatest stories, information, and advice from the best in the world.
So, just went down to Florida for a family vacation. The first time I've traveled this year that wasn't for work. And of course, I brought my fly fishing gear, bought an 8-weight and a 9-weight fly rod with saltwater line on it, cheap plastic reels so that I don't care what happens to them. The ocean's unpredictable. And my last time fishing in the ocean was awesome. I caught a shitload of fish, was a wonderful time, was very excited. This time was the exact opposite. So I had high hopes. Fishing in the Gulf was amazing. So many fish. I just couldn't keep them off the line, essentially. And this time around, I caught 0 fish in an entire week, which is very rare. At least I can usually hook up with a couple. I tried freshwater. I tried saltwater. Tried fishing for peacock bass, largemouth bass, anything that would bite in the ocean. I went to the local fly shop, got specific flies, asked them what to do, took all their advice, couldn't get a fish to connect at all, which I guess that's just how it is sometimes. You know, I can't always expect to nail it every time. I've tried figuring out why that happened, and from the intel I got at the fly shop, the guy was telling me that we've had a lot of really weird weather coming through, a lot of temperature swings, lots of rain and wind, and it just screwed the beach fishing up. He said he hadn't even caught anything in a while, which sucks. So I still gave it hell. I fished pretty much every single day I was there for a few hours, literal hours. I tried fishing the channel behind kind of like where generally if you're anywhere I've ever been in Florida, there's like the ocean, and then there's like this big strip of hotels and all this bullshit, and then behind that there's like this channel that runs in where all the boats go and whatever. I don't know much about the ocean. So I tried fishing that, didn't catch anything. I tried fishing some local ditches and ponds and stuff like that at some of the parks around there. Nothing would bite.
Wake up early before the sun comes up. Yeah. Then you drink a little coffee, fire the gator tail up, then you hit it on out where no man goes.
I mean, I saw fish rising to the top. I tried topwater. I tried streamers. I tried everything that exists that I had with me, and it was just a no-go. So I don't really know what happened, but that's what it's like sometimes. It's just like last season when I went fishing or hunting for deer. I didn't get anything. This year I went for 3 days and I got a deer. It's just how it works sometimes. You could have all the practice and skill in the world, but at the end of the day, sometimes it just doesn't add up. And that's my fault for getting excited. I thought for sure I'd be catching something. I mean, there's tons of fish out in that ocean. It was a lot of different circumstances too from where I'd fished in the Gulf Coast. The ocean itself was a lot more waves. I was telling people it felt like I was full combat fishing. I was up to my waist trying to cast that big heavy rod, an expensive rod, not very balanced very well. All these factors, I got wore out real quick. Actually, for the first time fly fishing, my shoulders started to get really tired. At one point I was up to my chest. I was just pushing it as far as I could to get as far out in the ocean as possible, just seeing if I could find some fish. I went up and down the shoreline, done everything I could think of, and sometimes you just have to admit defeat. So it was still fun. I got to practice casting, I guess. That's a bonus. I got to practice doing long casts with the heavy rod, which was fun. Got to work on my double haul a lot, which is a bonus. So next time I go fishing, I'll be a little bit more proficient. And since hunting season has rolled around, I haven't been fishing as much, obviously. The rods have been sitting in a corner, so it's good to dust them off every once in a while. And that's just life, baby. Sometimes you don't catch anything. And that's okay. There's a lot of pressure on social media, always get something every time. And it's just not how it works, man. Unless, I could have went on a charter. I just didn't feel like spending $600-$700 to go fishing for a few hours. I love going out on charters. I do it a few times a year, but that's not what I was there for. It's fine. I just like to see what I can learn on my own too. It's fun to just explore sometimes and see what's going on. It's nothing wrong with going out and just seeing what's happening and figuring out if you can catch something. That's half the fun. It doesn't always have to be this grand adventure of a lifetime. It's just taking a rod and seeing what's in the water. Sometimes it's nothing. Maybe I didn't use the right flies. I pretty much used every fly I had in my box at one point throughout that week. I switched flies a ton, everything that I can imagine, letting stuff go low in the water column, mid water column, on top. They weren't having it. So I didn't even really hardly see any fish either, to be honest.
Hey, what's up everyone? James Appleton here, co-founder of Absolute Aid. Welcome to the Seek to Do More program. This program will help you help yourself by developing the daily habits that will elevate your entire life. Over the next 30 days, you'll complete the doers list every single day. And the doers list includes 1, do something physical. 2, follow and stick to your diet of choice. 3, read a real book. 4, further your education on purpose. 5, dedicate time to your spiritual life. And 6, dedicate time to your hobbies. So if you're ready to take a structured, proven approach to build the daily habits that will allow you to get the most out of yourself, your time, and your life every single day, the Seek to Do More program is your blueprint. So make a choice, commit to yourself, sign up below, and let's get started.
When I was in the Gulf Coast, I saw fish swimming up and down the shoreline, tons of shorebirds. I saw hardly no shorebirds on the Atlantic side, like at all. There was literally just seagulls. I saw one osprey, nothing else. So not a great sign. Didn't see any dolphins out in the surf. I didn't see anything except for tourists in their bathing suits, which, whatever. Bummer. But sometimes you just got to go for it anyway. So I hope that kind of helps you out a little bit. You don't always expect to have an awesome fishing trip. Would I have loved to catch a fish? Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. Didn't even get a nibble. Nothing. So sometimes that's just how it is. You got to go out there and try, though. Don't just stop. Sometimes there's no deer running around out in the field, but sometimes there's a ton of deer. It just depends on the day, the timing, the weather, all of this stuff. And again, all the research I can. I read a ton of stuff about how to try to fish for pompano. Apparently they were supposed to be coming in around this time of year. Nothing. So fishing can be a bummer sometimes, especially in these weird seasons that I'm not used to fishing. Ice fish and stuff, but usually like late fall is not, early winter is not when I'm fishing. So hope you guys can keep in there when you aren't catching anything. There's just days where it's frustrating. I've even had days across the street in the pond I fly fished all summer where I could get like one fish if I was lucky. It's just persistence and learning and testing new stuff and hoping for the best. So got a short episode for you guys today. I hope you enjoy it. And I got a new documentary coming out here in January. Been working on it for a long time. It's a honey conservation documentary. Keep your eyes peeled for that. That will be on the Aptitude Outdoors YouTube channel. If you haven't already checked it out, we have the fly fishing documentary Flying Upstream available. Pretty fun one. This one's a lot more based around the North American model of wildlife conservation. Got some pretty big names in there from the wildlife conservation industry. So I'm getting really excited for you guys to see that on YouTube. And keep rolling. We're going to be getting you some new stuff coming out. We got some Colorado stuff I filmed that we're working on and tons of other stuff. So I hope you guys are ready for that. And thanks for listening. Be back soon with another episode. Hey, thanks for listening to the Aptitude Outdoors podcast. If you're getting anything out of this, if you're learning something, if it's helped you in any way, go down in the link below and buy me a coffee. Throw me $1, throw me $2. We greatly appreciate it. Just using it to keep this ship afloat. So thank you very much.